Universe mode is back in 2K25. This is a full breakdown of first impressions. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you can. It goes a long way. Let's get into it. First thing you will notice is going to be Superstar mode and Classic mode are both back. This time though, Classic mode is going to be set as the default option, not Superstar mode. At first glance, you might think nothing is really different here, looks exactly the same. There are a lot of things though under the hood that have been updated, but we're going to talk about what's good and also what's not good for Universe mode this year. Starting with the main page for Universe mode, they have now updated it so that everything is on one page. Instead of having to toggle and going into sub menus, you're going to see everything in front of you, from the calendar, your show for the week, editing your championships, customizing your rivalries, superstars, tag teams. All of it is in one place. I really liked this because I hate having to go through multiple sections instead of just having it all in front of me. I'm warning you guys right now, there's a lot here that we're gonna go into. Calendars, let's talk about that. It's a big piece here and there's a lot that's changed. As a new update for Universe mode, you can add a major, a minor show, and a PLE to any day of the week. Monday through Sunday, you want to have a PLE, you can do it. There's a lot more than just that within the calendar though, that's pretty exciting. One big addition in the calendar and setting up your shows is that you can now have up to 3 shows on a single day. You can have Raw, SmackDown, NXT all on Monday night. You can do Monday Night Wars. You could do Monday Night Raw and Nitro going head to head on Monday nights. So up to 3 shows if you want. This also can be a major show, a minor show, or a PLE, whatever you want. This actually took me by surprise. I sat down with the developer to go through everything that is new with this mode, and this was one of the things that I think surprised a lot of people that were at the event in a good way, because it's giving you way more customization and a lot more freedom than you kind of expect. And there's way more with it too. So you could do Monday Night Raw and have a live event and then do a PLE all on Mondays. I think it's actually a really cool idea. And just like 2K advertised, yes, 2-day PLEs are now available. You can set up 2-day PLEs whenever you want. You're not locked to just Saturday and Sunday. Something that I know I've advocated for is give me the freedom. Let me set up my show any day of the week, my PLEs whenever I want. Now we can. So being able to move around your PLEs is something we tried out too. You can move WrestleMania 40, for example, here, where I can have night 1 set up standard, and I could take night 2, go into the menu for it, and I could just move it. I could move it to the 4th week in April if I want to do that, so that you have night 1 happening on this Saturday, and the second night is going to be a couple of weeks away. You can do this with any PLE you set up. I asked about superstars showing up on both nights. Like, you have a 2-night PLE. Are they going to just like rinse and repeat, put Cody on 2 nights? No, if your roster is big enough. If you have a very small roster set up, you will expect to see overlap on a 2-night PLE because they got to fill it out. So as long as your roster's big enough, then you won't see that overlap and everyone will be on the respective nights. Obviously, you can still customize it like you can with any PLE from the previous games. New thing added to Universe Mode 2, you can swap your shows. Hover over to one of your shows, press down on the right stick, and swap it with another major show. I was able to put SmackDown on Tuesdays, NXT's on Friday. You're done. Everything carries over, which is the biggest thing here. Your roster, your titles, divisions, it's completely just copied over. And when you do the swap, this is huge for me because I play Universe mode all the time, and I'm very tired of wanting to have Raw on Fridays and deleting everything and starting it all over again. Click of a button, it just works. But not only can you swap existing shows, any major, minor show that you have, you can move it completely any day of the week. If you want to move Raw and have it on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, you can do that. And it will move your roster, titles, everything as is, and it will simply just move it to that other day of the week. You don't have to recreate shows. You don't have to redo anything. This saves people a lot of time and headache when they are trying to set up their universe the way they want. And you can do it any time in the calendar. It doesn't matter. You're halfway through the year and you're like, oh, Raw's moving to Wednesday nights. Okay, then you can just do that and everything else will just fall in line. Now with the PLEs, I asked the developers if I could do Money in the Bank, for example, and make it a 2-night PLE. We know we can do WrestleMania, but what about something like Money in the Bank? Can I have it 2 nights? We did that. We tested it. It works. You can have Money in the Bank on a Saturday or Sunday, doesn't matter. And then you will have the respective Money in the Bank winners, cash-ins, all of it works. Same goes for Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. It's whatever you like. Now I can finally do Taboo Tuesday as a Tuesday night PLE And I just, it's good. I like that. This is really good too if you are somebody maybe like me, you like to recreate like what's on TV today, what WWE is doing. So because WWE now is SummerSlam 2 nights, WrestleMania is obviously 2 nights, Royal Rumble will get to 2 nights, and more will probably change, or they could. Being able to set that up as 2 nights, I think, is a good thing. Match tables has also received some love and improvement than what we've seen entirely for the last few years with it. Now with the match table, you will see match type, the chance, the percentage of the time it will happen, setting the limit, and the championship. It will not default like before with main event and another section championship. You can now hit the left or the right tabs and you can toggle over to the main event section. So this is where you can customize what will be the main event match types every single week on your show, and if you want it to be for a championship or not. A little bit more separation in there, so it's going to be a little bit easier, not cumbersome. A lot of people don't even use match tables all that much because they seem a little useless at times, but that big thing of having the championships and the main events, they're separated now, so we can just have a title match. It's not going to be defaulting as the main event match. Another big thing that I really liked was the roster and organizing your roster for each brand. It's now been fixed. It's now been updated. When you go to check out your roster, you can now easily organize everything. You will have the entire roster list there, and you can go through every single superstar and check the box on or off if they want to be associated with that brand. You don't have to go to any other menus if you want to put a certain superstar on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, whatever your show is. If you're on NXT and you have a certain superstar highlighted there, you can check them to be a part of that roster or not. And then you simply toggle over to go to Raw and check them there or not. I tested this with Becky Lynch, for example. I put her on NXT and then I just toggled over and I unchecked her for Raw. It was simple as that. It's all in one spot, much like a lot of the stuff here this year, instead of it all being in these sub menus. And especially for the roster, how many times have you had to go through and check, uncheck all of these superstars, redo the shows, or you can't remember, like me, I can't remember, were they on SmackDown or Raw? Where did I put them? And I just had to mess with it. Now it's all clearly laid out. Show orders is also a new feature they added in here. For example, if you have Raw and NXT on Monday nights, you can swap those shows to determine which is going to be kind of the main show. You can still go in and play them both. Nothing's changed there. It's just what you're going to see visually is going to be the primary show you're working on every single week. You can do this for the individual week, or you can make it standard that it will always default to NXT being the primary show on Monday nights that you're going to be able to see there first. And then the big addition, promos. Okay, I went through all of the promos to test them out and to see how they are, and I have mixed feelings on promos. So how do promos work? In 2K25, promos are set up as rivalry actions. They are not set up as an individual match slot where you're going to add a promo. You're going to have a matchup already set up in there, or you create one, and then you will click on rivalry actions, and then you can select promos, and up to 5 different promo options are made available. Promos only work in 1v1 scenarios. If you have a tag team or a tag team rivalry, you will only then select one person from the respective tag team to show up in the ring and do the promo. I thought this was a negative because it would have been good that you would have the tag team partner maybe standing in the ring to just kind of make it feel like a real life promo. Whenever you do cut a promo, there is going to be impact if you win or lose, and your momentum will shift as well. The promo list looks like this. You can accept an open challenge, do a call out, issue an open challenge, promo interrupt, or self promo. Within each of those, there's going to be sub menus or different things and different outcomes you can select based on which one you went with. So for example, I had Cody Rhodes do a self promo. You get the entrance music of the superstar, he comes down, walks into the ring, and this is where people will either be okay with it or they're going to be disappointed with it. When you're cutting any of the promos, there's no dialogue box. In years past, you would have that scripted dialogue pop up, right? And it would be the same jargon every single time. Now, it would be good to have a text box there to have them describe the promo, but you would only have the exact same text message pop up at the bottom, and you probably get really sick of it after the 3rd time. There is no superstar dialogue either, so they didn't do any voiceover work for the promos. You're hearing the crowd in the background, and you have the commentary team discussing what's happening in the promo.
His presence could just be adding more fuel to the fire. There's no telling what we're about to see happen between these two.
He's looking to settle the score, officially issuing a challenge.
Yeah, but he's still waiting for an answer.
He is absolutely ready to go now. Let's have a match.
So what 2K has done is they have just leaned on using the commentary team as the default there to try to tell the story of what's happening in the ring with the promo instead of dialogue boxes, text boxes, or voiceover work. This is where it's a mixed bag with promos, because I think a lot of people would be disappointed that they don't get custom text options. That's not there. Out of everything, like, this is the safest and cleanest way that they have done it. I wish that there was a custom option, like a custom text option, if they were going to put text in there. But from the dialogue that I selected when I was trying it out, I did like that the commentary was engaged and they were able to flush it out a little bit more. It also didn't have long gaps where you were waiting between camera cuts. So like if you were getting a promo interrupted, it happened instantly, so it flowed well. I tried other promos and I do like that you get promos that you can get right into a match on the spot. Bailey and Becky having a promo and then being able to select it, like, let's do the match right now. Ref jumps in, boom, we have the match. Continues the rivalry. That stuff worked well. You can do like the open challenges, you can accept the challenge, or you can even just reject doing a challenge and you don't like even show up to the ring. You can have the AI do the selection too. So if you don't select before the rivalry action starts, the whole sequence, you don't put your controller over a superstar and you just leave it as CPU, they will just do it by default. Things I wish they did do, they don't have this in promos. I think it was a miss that you don't have any of the champions coming out with a title belt. Thought by now we would be able to do something like that. Cody comes to the ring, he's not wearing the title belt if he is your champion in universe mode. That I feel is a big miss because, well, you have champions across the board. It adds to it the kind of realism of it and keeping it in check with your universe. So I think that was a negative, that you don't have at least them wearing a belt. Also, we don't have any other environments for promos. And I think that is a big negative, and that's going to be a wish list item now. Promos being back, I do like it. I think it adds more dimension to it, but I don't like that you can't even have a backstage environment promo where Kathy Kelly is interviewing CM Punk and then you can get promo interrupt, just doing the exact same sequences, but it's a backstage environment. Or up on the ramp, the stage, backstage, in the ring, having just a couple in there, I think would have done a lot more for people because they feel like they would have it flushed out more, even if they were kind of like the same promo style. Like if you just want to do a self promo, but it's backstage with the Monday Night Raw TV next to you, why can't we have that? I'm curious what everybody thinks when they get their hands on the game and what they thought of promos. Glad promos are back. Feel like it's limited. Could have done a little bit more with it, but you can see it would be one of those things that they would build on, and a lot of people will still say that's not good enough. It should be, 110% day one. I agree. You just get it all day one, right? I don't like that it would be something that we got to wait another year to see what version 2.0 of promos is going to be. But again, I want to see what everybody thinks once the game is out. A big win though, I'm very excited for. They added this thing in and it works like a dandy. King of the Ring tournaments are in universe mode. You can do a King of the Ring tournament. The end. That's it. No. So we can actually go in and they have King of the Ring as a PLE there finally. Matches will pre-populate. You can customize it how you like. You will have the semifinals and the finals left as question marks because you got to finish those matches for the PLE. Loved that they did this. The other thing that they did though that is really cool is when you win King of the Ring, you automatically get a title shot at SummerSlam. You can delete King of the Ring in its current spot. You could add it on a Monday like we said, because you have the freedom of the calendar. Put King of the Ring wherever you like. The winner will still be attached to getting the title shot at SummerSlam. This is something a lot of players, at least I see in the community comments, that said, man, I just want to be able to do a tournament again. Have a Monday night tournament, a King of the Ring tournament now, and you get a title match at SummerSlam. It works. I liked it. It's just better. Here's what's not better. Rivalries. We are still living in the world of 1v1 or tag team rivalries. This was a huge miss. It's not updated. I thought this was pretty disappointing. You have 4 rivalry slots. Once again, we do not have faction rivalries. We don't have triple threat fatal 4-way rivalries. That I don't understand why we are still limited. I think that that is something that they should have improved on and gotten this year because it shakes up the dynamic. I'm sure it's a domino effect of like, hey, if we do triple threat rivalries, well, now we need triple threat rivalry actions. Well, yes, we do. So it's just stuff that I'm like, man, that makes it feel like it's still living in the past. It's not as up to date as I want it to be. Editing your championships, your divisions, all of it you'll recognize looks exactly the same. Money in the Bank cash-ins, those rivalry actions for it have received an update. You got new cutscenes, you got ones where you're getting cut off during a Money in the Bank cash-in. It looks like a lot of fun. Downside and negative here is that you still can't do a PLE Money in the Bank cash-in, which a lot of creators raised as an issue, as a flag of like, hey, I should be able to cash in at WrestleMania, but because there's no rivalry actions on PLEs, which again, that's a negative, you can't do a big WrestleMania moment where I'm going to cash in and make it a triple threat, or just cash in on the champion in the main event of night 2. That's something that needs to be addressed. Really, I really wish the team would work towards trying to get that in even this year through a patch. Probably not possible, but it's something that people really are clamoring for, because that's more of that spontaneity and creating just killer moments in universe mode. Do I think that universe mode is now groundbreaking, has received this monumental shift and it's the greatest mode? No, I think that it's got some improvements to it. Way more than what we saw in the last 2 years. More effort has been put into universe mode than what we've seen before, where we got a couple rivalry actions and dual titles. That was it last time. There's clearly way more emphasis here on what they're trying to do and build it more. They're not forgetting about it. They're not trying to just leave it in the dust. They're trying to add to it, and these are some of the things that fans have been asking for. Is it perfect from what I've seen? Absolutely not. More needs to be done. I wish more was done. But from what was shown off, what I played, I will be playing universe mode a lot more this year. Don't go anywhere because we got more 2K25 content coming at you. Guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the like on this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you to 2K for inviting me out for Creator Fest. Have a great day. See ya.